It's showtime.
Hello, cadets. This is General Lemuel T. Howitzer, retired, and this is the Big Monster Briefing Room, episode 165. Believe it or not, yes. And I just realized, looking at our opening credits, we did 2 Ray Harryhausen films this season. Usually we just do 1, but evidently, through some clerical error, we're doing Valley of Gwangi tonight. The Valley of Gwangi, and we've already done 7th Voyage of Sinbad. So anyway, let me bring up my able-bodied assistants, Major Millie Hazzard and Master Sergeant Havoc.
It's a pleasure as always, General. Always a pleasure to be here.
It's very cold around the country. How cold is it where you are?
Well, it's subarctic, but I'm used to that because I've been in the field a lot with the Yeti, and I know that Master Sergeant Havoc understands what I'm talking about. He's had some Yeti excursions, and that's where we are. But it's all right. I'm good for it.
Excursions.
I've had a few excursions myself. Yes, ma'am.
Yes, but how cold is it where you are? I mean.
I'm not really at liberty to say, but let's just say it's sub-zero Fahrenheit, but I'm not at liberty beyond that because I don't want someone to be able to track my location exactly.
It's colder. It's colder than a witch's heart down here.
Okay, the expression I always heard, and it never made any sense to me, was colder than a witch's tit. By the way, this is not for kids, this show, folks.
Yep. I was going to say that, but...
how would you know how cold a witch's tit is, and why? Why a witch? Why not any?
Well, there's some things that I'd rather not go into.
You've met some witches.
There's been some research experiments, is what he's trying to tell you.
There's been some, but they can get pretty cold.
Okay, now I really blending into the background with all my black clothes on, but one of the things I like about the podcast style shows, the social media shows, is that if it's really cold, you could still wear your warm jammies. And I can even show you. See?
Well, this is very exciting for the audience.
So anyway, I know they're not camouflage, believe it or not. I do have flannel camouflage jammies, but I'm wearing my blue striped jammies tonight.
Well, yep. So am I, but I ain't going to show them.
Oh, okay, good. All right.
There's just some things people don't need to see. I was just saying, there's some things that people just don't need to see.
You don't want to traumatize anybody, huh?
Exactly.
Okay. Yep. All right. Well, I just did. And I could do it again. As a matter of fact, I can even turn my my rear end to the camera. Jammies. Yep. I'm in a mood tonight.
It's all the peach tea. You probably put some cognac in there. I know you to stay warm.
I can do a fruit punch today.
Just offering a little something for the ladies.
Yep, there's a lot of punch.
See that?
You're not pulling any punches tonight, that's for sure.
In my decapitated dome, you see that? It looks like blood in it. It's his fruit punch. I like some fruit punch every now and again, And this one's got like a little more pineapple than most fruit punches, which I like. So my nose is running, which is not good. I'm going to be wiping my nose throughout the show. But this Ray Harryhausen training film, The Valley of Gwangi, Stupid title. Sorry. Gwangi is the dinosaur that they bring back from the valley. And why? Why name it after Gwangi? Anyway.
Yeah, I would have called it Cowboy.
They showed the cast. They showed James Franciscus. They showed Gila Golan. By the way, one of my favorites. I loved her in Our Man Flint. They show Richard Carlson. And then at the end it goes, and Gwangi. And they show one of the scenes of the dinosaur. It's like, why? So anyway, and you can tell this is a late 1960s movie script because the characters are named Tuck, TJ, Champ, and Rowdy, Bean, Lope, and Professor Bromley. So, yeah, it's a Warner Brothers 7 Arts film. And we start out in a canyon somewhere late at night, and some people are looking for something. They're calling out to a guy. Sniffles. And they find him. He's all scratched up, all torn up, and he falls down in a lake there, a stagnant pond, and he's got something that's moving around in a bag, like a croaker sack. And he dies. And his brother there is Carlos, played by Gustavo Rojo. He's with the Gypsy Band, led by Tia Zorina. She's a blind gypsy. It sounds like a dancer, like a go-go dancer. Tia Zorina. She's played by Frida Jackson, who did like some Hammer films and stuff. So she's much older here. But she played like crazy women. She was in Brides of Dracula, and I'm pretty sure she was in one or two other Hammer films. Anyway, so she's like, "Oh, this is a curse. We should never have come to this valley, the Valley of Gwangi." She doesn't say that, but it's like, I'm surprised they don't all through this film, because that's what they decided to name this film, the Valley of Gwangi. So anyway,
yeah. They could have called it. They could have called it Cowboys and Dinosaurs.
I would have bought a ticket to that, because that's what it is. It's cowboys and dinosaurs, and gypsies. Oh my, cowboys and dinosaurs and gypsies. Oh my.
Yep. That.
And she's got like a little mini-me guy with her, a dwarf that hangs out with her. The Valley of Gwangi. How unimposing is that title? I mean, seriously, what the hell is a Gwangi? Yeah. So, how about the Valley of the Dinosaur?
There you go.
That would make more sense. That would pull in more tickets.
Yep.
So here, somewhere in blah, 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 blah.
Somewhere south of the Rio Grande at the turn of the century.
Ah, okay. So that's Mexico.
Yeah. They could have just said somewhere in Mexico, but nope. South of the Rio Grande.
Somewhere below the border in Mexico. All right. So that's a little town in Mexico, south of the border. And there is a special show in town, a Wild West show, led by Champ, played by Richard Carlson of Creature from the Black Lagoon fame. Oh, he did a lot of other science fiction type stuff as well. But that's the one he's best remembered for. And there's Gila Golan. Man, oh man. Or maybe it's Gila. Gila Jolan? I'm not sure. I think it's Gila. I want to think it's Gila. Gila Golan.
I think it's Gila, yeah.
She's a brunette, but she looks great as a redhead in this.
Yep. She's
and there's James Franciscus as a cowboy.
Yeah.
I'm sorry?
No, I was saying she's easy on the eyes, and yeah, Mr. Franciscus there. He's looking spiffy in his white suit.
and his was it egg-colored suit?
Yep.
A little off-white with a little brown trim there. A little brown tie, kind of string tie thing. Yeah. So anyway, he's nodding. He's impressed with the Wild West show that's going through town. What we don't know is he's got a pass with these people. Not yet. We don't know, but we're going to find out soon. Nobody sees him when they're passing through town, even though they're looking all from side to side. Then we meet Lope, played by Curtis Arden. Lope is a little boy. He's a little entrepreneur. He's one of those kids that tries to get a peso for everything. One of those deals. And he talks Tuck into taking him on as a kind of an assistant, a valet. He's a guide. He can get things. He can get things. Lope. So, but he's a kind of a naughty kid. He kind of does bad things that he's not supposed to because he's a kid. He's going to be a kid. Here we see the Wild West show. The stands only have a few people in it. There's not a lot of people. There should be a lot more people. After we saw that scene on the street, but I guess they don't want to pay. I guess they're all deadbeats. They don't want to pay. You go, Pedro. Tell me what the show was like. I'm gonna take a siesta.
Maybe I'm
gonna be sure to piss off a lot of Mexican people before the end of the show. I'm sorry.
Oh boy.
I'm sorry, folks. I'm not very politically correct. I'm old school, and I'm sorry. There is some comedy in the fact that these actors are trying to play Mexicans. Anyway. So yeah, a lot of Wild West crazy with guys dressed up as Indians attacking wagons. They actually burn the wagon up every show, I guess, because they set it on fire and it goes off, off to the side there. So like, wow, that's kind of expensive, I would think, to burn up the canvas around the wagon all the time.
Yeah,
but there it is. I'm sorry, that thought hit me as I'm watching this show. Oh, that's impressive, but you guys aren't making that much money these days.
Well, that's where all their money's going, to buying the canvas for the wagon.
Buying new canvases for the wagon every show. I'm sorry, we can't pay you this week. We got to buy the canvas for the wagon so we can burn it. So out comes a champ with his megaphone. And he's talking to 50 people, maybe a few more, but
yeah, well,
not what they had hoped.
No, well, I mean that's part of the plot that the show ain't making as much money. It ain't pulling in the people no more.
There's nothing spectacular about the show other than there's a stunt coming up where Gila Golan takes a horse up a platform. And dives into a tank of water that's got fire around it. So that's kind of impressive, but that's just like a 5-second shot, out of a 45-minute show. So anyway, James Franciscus' character Tuck shows up. Champ is not happy to see him. He said, "Why did you leave TJ? You broke her heart." Blah, 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 blah. So evidently he had run off. He was got cold feet. She was talking marriage or something. He got cold feet and decided to run off and be an entrepreneur somewhere else. But he's back. And then she comes trotting out, takes that horse up to the top of the platform there. Now, it's impressive enough that you can get a horse to climb a set of stairs.
Yeah.
And that's real. That's actually a stunt horse. Now, the jump was probably done by Ray Harryhausen.
Yeah.
They didn't a horse off the thing. It looks animated.
Yeah, you can tell.
So he sets the ring around the tank on fire. She sees Tuck, reacts. He's not happy. I still love him. And then the horse jumps into the tank there. Big splash. So afterwards, he congratulates her on a great show, and she almost clonks him with her hairbrush. He's like, "Hey, I got a deal for you." She's like, "How dare you? You've got some gall, buddy, coming in here after you left us. You abandoned us." And He wants to get her horse for another show. He wants to buy her horse, sell it to another show so they can make some money. All of them. And she's like, hey, that's the biggest thing we've got in our gig here. She goes, though we do have something else that we're thinking about doing soon. She didn't tell me about that yet, though. She didn't want him to know about that. But yeah, they go back and forth, and you could tell she still kind of, harbors a little love for him, even though he, left her. I mean, he's got a nice smile. James Franciscus had a nice set of teeth. Now, around the same time, he was doing the second Planet of the Apes movie, Beneath the Planet of the Apes.
Right.
So it was a good time for him. Late 60s, early 70s. He had done TV's something Street.
Long Street.
Long Street. I was thinking Broad Street. I was like, what the hell? No, it's not Broad Street.
Yeah. Oh,
Bruce
and
Lee was on that.
Bruce Lee, yeah, he was.
Yeah.
His trainer, because he was like a blind attorney or something, or
right,
detective or something like that.
He hadn't become Daredevil yet.
Yeah. It's the prequel to Daredevil.
There it is. So yeah, he had a great kung fu teacher. So he leaves. And look at the look on her face. I still love him. You could tell. He's gone. He walks away. I'll be back. So this arena is a little bit out of town. So him and Lope are taking their horses back to town, and they meet up with Professor Bromley, whose mule left him out in the desert. And Professor Bromley is played by British actor Lawrence Naismith, who was also in Diamonds Are Forever. He was in Jason and the Argonauts. He's done a lot of good movies. And this one, which ain't a bad film.
No. I kept thinking, I've seen this guy before, but yeah, he was the guy who built the ship in Jason and the Argonauts.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct. He was the shipbuilder. So he went along on the journey with them. And again, he's the guy that sends Sean Connery after diamonds in Diamonds Are Forever.
Right, yeah.
So he's got a little campsite set up. They find his mule. They take the mule back. His mule is stubborn, as mules usually are. And they go back to his little campsite, his little tent there. He's roughing it. And he's an archaeologist kind of guy. He's looking for dinosaur bones and stuff like that out in the desert, Yeah. So, and he's found something that's very interesting, a fossil that they're taking a drink, and he goes, "Hey, go over to that crate there and pull out that fossil. I want to show you." Because when you're out in the middle of the desert, nothing to do, show off your fossils.
There you go.
Typical old guy who's going to talk your ear off.
Yep.
I'm going to piss off the senior citizens. I'm sorry.
Here, let me show you my fossil. Oh, you are one.
So anyway, on this fossil, there is a little three-toed thing. And he says, that's for a little baby horse. That's for a little miniature horse. Really? This was before they, evolved in their hoofs. The middle toe became the hoof. So he's like, oh, wow, that's interesting. Here, let me show you my other fossils. No, I got to go back to town. But the point is he told him about the little baby horse. He told him about the little miniature horses. Mm-hmm. And he's hoping to find more fossils in regards to this little mini horse and some other stuff while he's there. So they go back to town. But that thought is planted in James Franciscus' head now, Tuck's head, I should say. When they go back, they're practicing a bullfight thing for their Wild West show. Why not? Mexicans love bullfighting.
Yeah, they do.
So, go ahead.
I said, yep, they do. Love them bullfighting.
So we see Carlos again. Carlos is part of this Wild West show. Yeah, I'm not sure if audiences caught on that Carlos was the guy with the gypsies at the beginning of the film right away. But again, we established that he is connected to the Wild West show, but he's connected to gypsies that I guess they follow the Wild West show around. Otherwise, why would he be connected to them? You know.
Yeah.
So as they're doing this bullfight thing, Tuck shows up. And also Carlos has made it very clear that he is interested in TJ. He wants to settle down with TJ. But Tuck shows up. And it's like, friggin' guy. Yeah. He kind of skulks over to the side. Hey, everybody, it's me, the guy that wants to take your main attraction. How's it going, everybody? Roll out the red carpets. I'm here. Strike up the band, boys. So as he is talking to TJ again, we see Lope looking into the bullfight arena with longing eyes. He's a little boy now. So, and he's kind of mischievous. And he jumps into the ring. And he's trying to, Toro, he gets the bull's attention. And the bull comes after him. And then they all freak out on the sidelines, like, oh my God, there's a little boy in there. Lope, what are you doing? Again, the bull comes after him and he falls. And Tuck jumps out there and picks him up and whisks him over to the side wall. And just manages to get out just in time. There's the bullhorns chasing after him. And then Carlos jumps in. Carlos evidently wrestles bulls.
Yeah.
So the bull kind of throws him around a little bit here, though.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I was thinking he's getting gored pretty bad, but TJ is more shaken up about Tuck going in there. And Carlos basically, wrestles the bull to the ground, gets him tamed, gets him, calmed down. But TJ is kissing on Tuck, and or he's kissing on her, I guess I should say. And they end up in her little trailer kind of thing, her wagon, whatever you want to call it, her office, her dressing room. And of course, Carlos is like, wait a minute, I wrestled a bull. What the hell? He fell on his knee. I wrestled a bull.
Yeah.
He got a poke to the butt. I wrestled the bull. So there. Fickle women, So she's checking out his back, putting a little bandage on there, and they're kissing again and smooching, and he makes the offer again, and she says she's going to take it this time, and he's like, really? And she goes, yeah, because I've got something else new that we're going to be using, and it's gonna just kill out there. And she goes, I'll show it to you tonight. So he puts on his good after dinner meeting suit, and she shows him a miniature horse. There's a little miniature horse, like a miniature dachshund, or not dachshund, Doberman Pinscher. It comes out of its little shack there, and he's impressed. It's like, my God, it's that three-toed horse that Professor was talking about. And it's some nice little animation by Ray Harryhausen. He usually does these in a film. You have a scene where you see a little creature kind of in an arena or something on a table. Or a creature, that's just hatched or something. And she's very happy to have this little baby horse, which Carlos brought to her. Again, Carlos is out on the sidelines with nothing to do. He's twiddling his thumbs. And Tuck is about to make all the money for this trouble that he went through. He lost his brother, for crying out loud. His brother was the guy at the beginning of the film that died. and Tuck is just swooped in, and he's going to, he's talking Ringling. He's talking Barnum and Bailey. We're going to be rich, I tell you. But he thinks, hey, I got to tell Professor Bromley about this.
Yeah.
So, because, he told me, he was the one that told me about the baby horse with the three toes in the first place. and if we'd have known this thing would be real. So again, he shows the professor. The professor, as you would expect, freaks out. Oh my God, a live one? These things were extinct 50 million years ago. What the hell? It's amazing. It's the scientific find of the age. Where did this come from? Some valley Carlos went to. But they don't know exactly where it is. They don't know how to find it. Lope doesn't know. So they talk to Carlos, little baby horse, and Carlos is like, F you! And not in so many words, but he's like, get lost. Yeah. I don't know where to go. The gypsies know where to go. Oh, really? The gypsies? We'll go talk to them then. So that's what they do. I mean, on his advice, they go right to the gypsy camp, and they bring Lope with them. He's very interested, the young boy, in the gypsy dancer in red. The lady in red, la da dee dee dee, the lady in red. Where's that slide where Lope's checking?
Oh, there you go.
There it is. Lope's very interested. Hello, little boy.
Let me show you my maracas.
That's a nice couple of marimbas. So they go to the gypsy Tia, Zorina, and her little mini-me friend. And they're like, hey, we heard you found the horse. There's a place where can you take us to the place where you found the horse? No, it is cursed. That place is cursed. And she's like, not being, and he's like, poppycock, balderdash, all these other British words for this kind of thing.
Exactly.
Superstitious rot, I tell you.
Yeah, it kind of reminds me of that.
The miniature horses are. We want another couple more of these miniature horses. We can make us a million, a mint. We'll share it with you. Not interested.
Yeah. She ain't buying. She ain't buying it.
No. She thinks that the whole place is evil. In a sense, They do kind of open up the Pandora's box and let the dinosaurs out. So I love that shot there. Them giving each other the eye. The evil eye. And she's got a patch over hers.
So she's supposed to be blind, right? Now she's got a patch over one eye. Got nothing on the other eye. Now, is she missing the eye with the patch? Is that the deal? Because
I guess
they never really explain it or why there's only a patch on one eye. Which is
the Valley of Gwangi, and something took her eye.
Yep,
it's bit in her other eye. But no, yes, you're absolutely correct. They never explain it. So she's like, she's a blind gypsy. She knows all.
Yeah. But, it's a cool look, but still, kind of raises some questions like, what the heck?
Like, if you could see the future, why didn't you see the thing that was going to happen to your eye? I'm sorry. I shouldn't have gone there. So Lope is, knocking down a stiff drink at a cafe. And Tuck shows up. You see one gypsy dancing, immediately you just think you're a grown up.
Well, yeah.
So Tuck shows up, and they talk back and forth. I know there's a reason for this, and I've forgotten what it is, what the reason for this conversation is.
Oh, the Lope is telling, oh, I think you're in love. You're in love with that girl. You're in love with Miss TJ.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
He's like, nope, right. Love. Nope, ain't got time for that. Nope. Drink your drink, boy.
Bottoms up. So, yeah, he's kind of getting that old flame back, I guess, and so is she. And they decide, or actually, the professor decides that they're going to tell the gypsies where the little horse is so that they can try to take it back to the valley. That's one of the things they say in the gypsy camp. We need to take it back to the valley because it's cursed. and it's going to cause nothing but trouble and problems and blah 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 blah.
He
So
belongs to
he
Gwangi.
said, "Well, if I told you where it was, what would you do?" And she goes, "Well, we would take it and we would take it back to the valley." He's like, "Well, that shit, I can follow you to the valley then. Great, this works out beautiful for me." So the professor's got a plan. He's gonna let them steal the horse from TJ and their group, and Carlos, who lost his brother over it, and they're gonna take it back to the valley like idiots, and he's gonna follow them so he can get to the valley. That's why he's a professor.
Yep.
So that's basically what happened, except that Tuck gets in the way. Tuck shows up and tries to stop the situation. He sees what's going on. And Carlos sees Tuck there and thinks, oh, he's part of it. Because somebody, the little guy, conks Carlo out. But when Carlo gets up, when he rises, he sees Tuck on his horse. So there they are, looking at the little baby horse. It's coming out of its little thing. Oh, hey, you gonna feed me? Oh, shit. The little horse is like a cat, when you reach for it, it's scared. It tries to go away.
Well, yeah.
So anyway, they get it in the bag. They got the horse in the bag.
Sounds like an expression. Yeah. Hey, we got the horse in the bag. But,
Have the horse in the bag.
And she looks very happy, the gypsy lady.
Yes, for once. She scowls through this entire film. That's the only time she smiles, I think. Ah, good. We can take the evil back to the valley. And there's Carlos waking up and seeing Tuck. So he's going to tell TJ and the rest of them, oh, yeah, it was him. It was Tuck. He was the one that stole the horse. And it starts a fight. But that's later. The professor's like, oh, no, Tuck is here. He's trying to stop everything. Oh, good God. Nobody, do something. Stop him. So they all go out into the desert, heading toward the Valley of Gwangi. And TJ comes out because she hears all the commotion, and Carlos says, it was Tuck. It was your boyfriend, Tuck. The man you kissed after I wrestled the bull. You won't wrestle my bull. So, yeah, they go on into the night, into the desert. The next day, it's getting kind of hot out there. So they all are going to take a little siesta under a cold rock, that kind of thing, or a warm rock. And Tuck bumps into the professor. He said, all right, what did you do with it? Where's the horse? Well, the gypsies took it. I was just following the gypsies trying to find the valley, I did tell him where to find the horse because I was hoping they'd lead me to the valley. Come on, there's lots of little horses there. And we can make $1 million in a big scientific find. Are you buying any of this?
It's like, nope.
And again, TJ and her group are also moving. Again, they're leaving not lots of footprints in the desert, horse footprints and stuff. So they're kind of easy to follow. Each group is easy to follow by the group behind them. And the good thing about Lope is he brings water. So Tuck buys some water. Now they let the little horse go and they get back to the valley. There's a little opening, a kind of a cave that goes through to the Valley of Gwangi. And it's dark again. So again, they're heading to where the gypsies were, but it's dark out, and they hear some strange noises. It's a pterodactyl or a pterodon, and it takes Professor Bromley's mule, and there's blood all over the place. Now, what's strange is, in a later scene, the pterodon comes back and it takes Lope, but there's absolutely no blood whatsoever anywhere. Just Lope gets carried off. So that's kind of, I don't know. It's kind of a continuity thing they should have thought about. But again, you can't bloody up a kid in a movie, especially back in this time. Not good. Now, if it was Spookies, no problem. All the kids died in Spookies.
Yep.
Let's bury them. By the way, let's show us burying them. So again, it's back to daytime again, and they make it to the valley, and they make it to the valley at the same time that TJ's groups makes it to the valley. And again, fingers start being pointed. Hey, Tuck, you were the one that stole the horse. No, I wasn't. He's lying. And they see the little horse. The little horse is still there.
Just making friends with the big horse.
Yeah. So
are you my daddy?
Boy.
I'm your great grandson.
So they go after it. They try to chase the little horse, and they actually rope it for a little bit, but it gets away. And they find the little entrance. It shows them the little entrance to the Valley of Gwangi.
Yep. Well, Tuck catches it, and she's all like, "Let go of my horse, you thief!" He's like, "Oh, okay." So
horse thief.
He lets it go, and
that's right. She calls him a horse thief. This is when he gets into a fight with Carlos because Carlos has been spreading some smack.
Yeah.
Talking some smack. But they send Champ into the cavern there. I don't know why, because he's like the heaviest guy in the group. But it would make more sense to send somebody like Rowdy or one of the other thin cowboy hands in, or Lope even. Lope would have been better. He's smaller. But anyway, they got to give Champ something to do. Richard Carlson's there on set. They got to give him something to do. So he goes in. He sees this valley. It's an amazing valley on the other side. He goes, "Hey, come on in, guys." So they all go in to the opening of the Valley of Gwangi.
Well, they open up. Yeah, they pull all these rocks out of the way and make a bigger.
Oh,
opening.
that's right. That's right. I forgot about that. They did make an opening, a bigger opening, so they could just ride their horses in. So there they are pulling the rocks. But what they don't realize is now they've opened up the cavern big enough to where a dinosaur can get out, because that valley's got dinosaurs in it. The pterodons can leave, but the dinosaurs are pretty much trapped there. So here comes the pterodon again. And a nice little Ray Harryhausen effect. Much more realistic than the harpies in Jason and the Argonauts. And carries off Lupe. I'm sorry, Lupe. That's the chick from the James Bond film License to Kill. Sorry, Lupe L'Amour. Lope, played by Curtis Arden. So yeah, he carries him off, and he's yelling and screaming and kicking, and finally he puts up such a fuss that the pterodon goes down. He goes down to the ground, and I guess he's gonna kind of claw him until he dies, so he can carry him off to a nest somewhere. And that's when Carlos comes in, and Carlos wrestles bulls. So, but pterodon's easy work. Come on, he'd be great in an alligator show.
Yeah,
I think one of those guys that wrestles the alligator. So anyway, Carlos again shows TJ what a man he is. But no, she's not. I like Tuck. He's got a nice smile. I have a nice smile too. Yeah, but you're Mexican. Sorry. Oh my God, where did that come from? So they see a dinosaur. It's one of those little dinosaurs, not a big one, not imposing or dangerous looking. It's just a little dinosaur. So they're like, get it! They start chasing after it. And it runs off. And then we meet Gwangi, who is a purple dinosaur. This is Barney's great grandfather.
I eat you.
they he mellowed out after a few years. I eat you. I eat you. Is that what you said? That's funny. Welcome to the Valley of Gwangi. You eat me? Okay. Welcome to the Valley of Gwangi. So they're like, oh my God, that one can eat us. Let's get out of here. So they haul Boogie because he looks pretty dangerous. And they go right past the professor. The professor's like, oh, what's going on? What's happening? Oh, big dinosaur. Damn it. And I don't have my mule. So, see, he's a purple dinosaur. I'm telling you. I'm not making this shit up.
No.
That's the reaction of Professor Bromley to seeing his first Eliza Tyrannosaurus Rex, I guess. He just lost
more like an Allosaurus.
And then Allosaurus, you think?
Yeah,
anyway,
it's a little smaller
he
than
lost
a T-Rex.
pounds of brown. Right there.
Well, you might ask that Professor Walnut if what that is, because he's the expert.
Oh, okay. Next time I talk to him, I will.
All right.
Professor Walnut is, of course, on one of our sister shows, which is the Roland Pruitt's Kaiju Review. So yes, Professor Walnut is one of the panel, one of the people that talks about the kaiju, the giant dinosaurs and monsters and things. They're strictly doing Toho stuff though, Godzilla stuff.
Oh yeah, that's right.
So you get a lot of lovely reaction shots from Lawrence Naismith. Another dinosaur shows up, like a Triceratops kind of dinosaur thing.
Yep.
And of course, the two dinosaurs square off, but the little guy's like, yeah, I'm in over my head here. I'll see you guys later. You go ahead and eat what you want. And he skulks off. And Gwangi is like, hey, Pterodon, cool. He chows down on the freshly killed.
Tastes like chicken.
Carlos made it for him. Broke his neck. And they find a cave to protect them. So they all hustle to the cave.
I never noticed this before, but the cave entrance kind of looks like a heart.
It's the cave of love.
Cave, yep.
I guess Carlos and Tucker squaring off here. That's what it looks like.
Yeah.
I think he clonks Carlos here too. I am sick and tired of you telling lies about me. Fake news. And then that night, Gila and Tuck talk about their future. And he says, you know what? I think I'm ready to settle down with you. Let's get a big ranch. With the money that we make, we'll have a big, huge ranch. And we'll run it. And she likes the idea. And they kiss. And then they hear a big commotion out in the front of the camp. They made a trap to catch dinosaurs if they come too close to the cave. It's a big pit. They put some leaves and stuff over it. And they catch the professor.
Of course.
Oh, I guess I'm comic relief in this scene. I've fallen into your dinosaur trap. Oh boy. So the next day, Tuck decides to go out and get him some water. That's what it is. And I guess that's the stagnant pond where the guy's Carlos's brother died at. I guess they took the body with them because it's not there. Or the dinosaurs got it. That would be kind of nasty. But anyway. Let's leave him here for the dinosaurs. So Gwangi shows up again. Uh-oh. Colt, better get on my horse. Cloppity, cloppity, clop. He brings him right to the cave. Nice. Thanks, guy. Good Lord, it's that purple dinosaur again. They have a nice little fight at the front of the cave there. The cowboys and the dinosaur. Gwangi.
poking at it with
Now,
sticks. Like,
Rowdy was shooting at it earlier, but the bullets had no effect on it. We find out later from Champ that he was using the blanks that they used in the Wild West show. That's why it didn't affect him. So now they're trying to rope this dinosaur. I don't know how they figure they're gonna hog tie this thing and take it back, but yeah. Anyway, there it is. So they're roping it. They're doing a good job of roping it and getting it, but he's a dinosaur. He's got a lot of strength. So knocking guys off.
Look at that face, boy. He's like, yeah, tie me up, will you?
Snarling.
Yeah.
Got the lip action going. He's like an Elvis dinosaur. Oh man, why are you putting all the ropes around my neck, baby?
Exactly.
Little tiny arms, big head, but little tiny arms. So yeah, they're roping him up. But the other dinosaur shows up again. The Triceratops kind of dinosaur. And this time he's like, you know what? I'm feeling a little ballsier today. Let's fight. So we have some lovely reaction shots from the people. The dinosaurs go round and round in front of the cave. The guys who have the rope that's tied around Gwangi, I guess they let the rope go.
Yeah, they're like, yep, nope, we're not getting in the middle of this. Little dino on dino violence there.
So we are not denied the dinosaur fight this time. The dinosaurs fight to the death, and of course the Gwangi kills the Triceratops.
Yeah.
Starts chowing down. It's the circle of life in the Valley of Gwangi. Carlos. They got Carlos here for some reason.
Oh, they're all hightailing it out of there. They're like, yep, well, while they're doing that, let's get the heck out of here.
That's right. Yeah. And Carlos is the last one in the line.
Yep.
Poor guy. And the dinosaur, after he sees they're trying to leave, he's like, I can't let lunch go. Come on. he goes and he snags up Carlos off his horse.
Yeah.
They do one of those where he's, writhing around into the dinosaur's mouth, kicking his legs.
Yeah.
Ray Harryhausen loves to do that.
Yep.
And this little head shake like a dog would do with a bone.
Yep.
So
poor Carlos.
Yeah. Carlos meets he becomes Dino Chow.
It's a grisly demise.
Yes.
Yeah, he wrestles a bull, wrestles a pterodactyl, but yep, he
can't wrestle this.
Gwangi. Nope.
He's not gonna wrestle Gwangi. Too big. So they hustle their way out and they're like, "Yay, we made it! We got out! Where's Carlos?" Something like that. Oh, you didn't make it. So the dinosaur tries to get out of the opening of the cave, and he can almost make it. He's very close, but he loosens some rocks up above that come down and crashing on him. And it's it's like a Lucy sketch. I mean, it just conks him right out. Little boulder to the head. And he's out. He's out for the count. He's still breathing, though. So they're like, all right, we're going to tie him up. We're going to put him in a wagon. We're going to take him back. We have our little King Kong moment with the Champ. And people will pay tickets to see Gwangi the Mighty. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Tuck decides, hey, I'm going to do the right thing. I'm going to tie up his mouth first.
Yeah.
Be smart. Ever catch a dinosaur, tie his mouth up first.
That's right. Yeah, see, this when they first know this, they finally noticed that Carlos ain't with them. They're like, "Whoa, where's Carlos?"
So,
in the dinosaur.
The that's blood on his teeth, right? Isn't that Carlos' scarf? His white scarf.
See, that would have been a little bit of red shirt, like O-E.
Yes, he was wearing a red shirt. That's correct. And when you wear a red shirt in this valley.
Now, I got a question. It's like, how long did it take him to build this wagon? And was Gwangi knocked out the whole time for them to have time enough to build a wagon that would fit him? Because now he's all awake. I guess
yes,
so.
They
it just seems
like,
because I got another question later on about something, but yeah, it's like, you gotta black
I know
out.
what you're gonna ask, because there's another cage.
Exactly. So yeah.
So wait a minute. If he's awake now, how did they get him in the goddamn cage? I know. You're not supposed to think about those things.
I guess not.
The writer's like, yeah, it's behind a red curtain. Don't ask.
Just
Now, out in the middle of the desert is Tia and her little mini-me friend. And there are no other gypsies around that I can see. It's just those two. And she's like, yo, got the Gwangi from the Valley of his own name. You must take him back. It's the curse on all of you. Nothing but trouble would happen with him. Push off. Get out of the way. I'll run you down. There's the professor laughing his ass off at her. You superstitious bitch. And she is not happy that they passed her by. It's like, move aside. We got a dinosaur to show.
Like giving him the evil eye.
I put the evil eye on you, and I only have one.
Exactly.
But it's very evil. And they've already got signs made up. Gwangi the Great. Balloons. A lot of people coming to this show.
Yeah,
they decided to pony up the money for this one.
Yeah. But hey, yep. You just got to go with it. Like, how long did it take them for all this to happen? And where was Gwangi this whole time?
He was in the other cage that they built, and they made a balloon on top to lift the curtain.
In record time.
The band is playing, and the professor's like, hey, you really shouldn't be doing shows with Gwangi. You should let me take him and research him. Well, you can research after you buy a ticket. He's not happy when he leaves. They're like, well, no, we're going to do shows. She's like totally into the whole money thing now. TJ, she's like, we're going to make $1 zillion. Oh, this is going to be a great show. I love it. And James Franciscus' character is like, well, wait a minute. What about the ranch? What about our plans? Oh, well, to hell with that. Money. Come on. And he's like, well, I guess things have changed between us. And he walks out. And then Lope walks in his nice Sunday meeting suit. And Lope's like, you love him and you should go after him. You're right. You're right, Lope. I do love him. I do. And so she runs after him. Meanwhile, the gypsies are infiltrating the show. They're sneaking in. And the little mini-me guy, he sneaks into the back underneath the red curtain there to see Gwangi in his cage. How'd you get in that cage? Did they knock you out again? With a big rock? There she is, TJ, running after her man. Talk. And they're like, okay, let's have a wonderful life together. There's Gwangi in the cage with the red curtain around it. He's not happy. He's hungry.
Yeah. Now, you would think that they'd have like chains around him. I mean, they chained up Kong when they were exhibiting. You think they would have chained this critter up,
Like
not
ankle
just to put him,
chains?
yeah, or something, yeah,
That would have made more sense, yeah.
and not
But
just put him in
they didn't have any chains for the shackles for his little tiny arms though.
yeah, it kept slipping off.
He kept slipping off his little tiny arms. There's a movie called the Disney movie called Meet the Robinsons. There's a great bit about that, about how the dinosaur kind of talks in a way. He sounds like a Charlie Brown parent. And he tells his master, the guy that's brought him to life or brought him, that he can't reach the guy on the ground because he's got little tiny arms, which I thought was really funny. I don't know why that tickled me, but it was really funny to me. He's explaining to him, he's making excuses as to why he can't get the kid that he's after. All right, so they've got an elephant act going on. And this is animated by Ray Harryhausen. His elephant face looks kind of weird. He did a better elephant in 20 Million Miles to Earth. And there was an elephant fight with, that creature and that elephant in 20 Million Miles to Earth.
I
Now,
was thinking about.
Go ahead.
Oh, I was thinking, what did Harryhausen have against elephants? Because this is the second one that winds up getting.
He's killed a lot of them. In his
Yeah,
movies.
like you said, the emir kills the elephant in Rome, and then now you got Gwangi about to chow down on this poor feller.
That's right, the emir. That's right. I forgot the name of the creature. Here's the worst thing about that scene, though, or this scene, and following is the elephant. Whoever they hired to do the elephant noises, it sounds ridiculously bad.
Yeah, exactly.
It doesn't sound like an elephant at all. Elephant.
Right. It's more of a trumpet noise. But yeah.
It's more of a trumpet, but he's.
Yeah.
It sounds like Bigfoot. It's caught in a trap.
They could have just gotten a record. I'm sure there's a recording of elephants trumpeting. They could have just stuck that in, but no, had some guy.
They actually got a better elephant sound for, again, the scene in 20 Million Miles to Earth. Yeah. But it sounds more like an elephant, a trumpet kind of thing. It's a standard elephant sound that they use in a lot of different movies. But in this one, it's obviously an actor trying to do elephant noises and failing miserably. So,
yep.
This guy's got some great reactions. He's like, oh, he's awfully close. And he opens the cage, not realizing that the minute the cage is open, Gwangi's probably going to chow down on him. So they're trying to put the elephant away now, and the elephant is reacting to Gwangi. Why? Because Gwangi is eating the little guy already underneath the red curtain. Champ tells them, raise the curtain for the crowd. It's time for the big reveal. Gwangi, the amazing, whatever. And Gwangi snags the little guy and starts chewing on him. And then when the curtain goes up, he's eating the mini-me guy. And the crowd reacts. And there's a leftover balloon from Mysterious Island.
Yeah.
Paint Gwangi on it. And there he is chowing down. They're like, oh man, we did not pay to see this. Oh my God, he's eating a midget. I shouldn't call him that. He's eating a little guy. No, that's even worse. I'm sorry. I've pissed off that group now too. Close the curtain. Close the curtain. This is not the show. And we get the reaction from the professor. I told you this was going to happen. But no, you've got to show off the big dinosaur. The elephant's freaking out. He sees Gwangi. Gwangi sees the elephant. He goes out of his cage. Now, the professor, I am not sure why he rushes the stage. Not a smart move at all. And of course, Gwangi just kicks the side of the cage off right on top of the professor. What do we see in here now?
Oh, just everybody.
People
People just running the house, just running like maniacs.
Quickly because they realize Gwangi's loose. So yeah, these Mexicans know how to evacuate. They really do. They get the hell out of there. And they have a little shtick here with the guy that's leading the band, the conductor, and he looks over his shoulder. He's like, "Oh, good, dinosaurs out. Let's go." It was a pleasure having having done music with you. Oh,
yep.
That would have been funny. I would have loved that if you just chomped down on the conductor. So anyway, Gwangi again knocks the side of the cage that the little guy opened up, and to show that Tia is going to get hers, she has a reaction shot, and then they trample her, trying to get out of that.
Yep.
There they are, trampling over the old lady with the one eye. So Tia didn't see that one coming either. So she's not a very good. Was it medium?
Yep.
For the third time, he knocks over the side of the cage, and there's the professor. No, please don't escape. I don't know. I am not sure why he did this stupid move, but it's his demise. Because he knocks that thing right on top. Whoa! And then add insult to injury, when he jumps off the stage to get to the elephant, he kind of tramples him. He's on top of the cage. Making sure that, the professor's, see, look at that. Gah! Squashing him down into that sand. Blood and sand. So that's the professor's demise. So we've lost Tia now. We've lost her sidekick. We've lost the professor. And now we're about to lose an elephant. I swear to God, that's exactly how he sounds. It's ridiculously bad. So yeah, he even bites him on the trunk. Ouch! That's gotta hurt.
Yeah, Harryhausen loves these creature on creature fights.
Yeah, who doesn't love a good monster fight? But again, to kill a poor trained elephant,
Yeah.
But that's what happens. Usually the good monster loses in a Harryhausen fight.
Yeah.
If it's a Sinbad movie and you've got a good monster on your side, usually it's going to die at the hands of a bad monster somewhere.
Yeah.
Because they're bad. They don't care. So, oh my God, we're over time already. I thought we were going to make it before the time this time. Anyway. So yeah, I don't know why these people hung back. Hey, look at they don't have mobile phones back then, I'm not sure why these guys hung back, but yeah, they basically usher him into that hallway. Hey, there's food still here. Come on in. And he grabs one of them on his way out, and he's out in the middle of the street now. Gwangi the Great. Aren't you glad you paid a ticket to see this? And we show Tuck and TJ trying again, who it's like, what the hell happened to them? Where are they? They show up here and they're getting away. And everybody starts running to the church. We'll be safe in the church. There's a door big enough for him to come in, but we'll be safe in there. It's not like he's got strong feet and he can't kick the door down. No. God will save us. He will protect us. That one little guy there. Ah! Ah! We have a little shtick with a horse cart full of hay here. Knock over the horse cart with the hay. Champ tries to shoot. Oh no, that's Tuck. Tuck tries to shoot him. My guess it's the gun with the blanks in it again, because it doesn't really have much effect on him. No, actually, you can tell he's feeling these bullets, so he's reacting. And it's pissing him off. So then they wave him over to the church. Hey, come on in the church. Don't let him in. And he takes a couple of last-minute shots at him as he goes up the church steps. which is very heroic. And then they close the door, trying to lock out Gwangi. You can't come in here. You're Methodist.
Exactly.
I don't know where that came from. Anyway, I figured I'd piss off the Methodists. I've pissed off so many people during this show already. Hazzard, are you still with us?
Oh, I'm right here. I'm taking notes for the next time that this happens. You know, it's one of those things that could happen at any moment. So we need to be prepared. And my notes just say, you know, right here that these dinosaur type things, these dinosaurs, you know, they don't respect the sanctuary. So back in the day, we used to have sanctuary laws, you know, Quasimodo
Right.
and all that, but these guys don't respect it. So that's an important thing to understand. They do not abide by the local laws and mores.
Well, dinosaurs are dumb animals, you know, and they don't know. What
Yeah, they have lizard brains, so they're cold-blooded. They're just cold-blooded. They're gonna do what they're gonna do, and you can see that they don't respect anything. There's nothing sacred to these guys.
So yeah, he gets in the church, and he starts, you know, cavorting around trying to eat TJ and Lope. Lope and TJ are together, and he's trying to eat them. And then Tuck shows up, and he runs up to the second level there, up by the pipe organ, and he grabs some kind of spear thing. I guess it's a flagpole, and he sticks him with a flagpole. It kicks him back into the pipe organ. It causing him to make pipe organ music, and of course that the creature's like, what the hell? What the hell is that? It confuses him. And that gives him kind of and of course he pokes him in the neck with the spear, and that gives him enough time to all run past him and get back to the front door where they're going to try to get out. And he sees them, and he goes towards the front door, but he knocks over a thing of I don't know.
Like a old brazier. Yeah.
I don't know what they're doing barbecuing in the church, but there's two of them. It knocks two of them over.
They're having a raffle.
And yeah, it's a barbecue. I guess a Sunday barbecue at the church. And he knocks over the fire. And yeah, this is not good for him. Gwangi, he, you know, evidently he's very flammable. And evidently the whole church is very flammable.
It's a stone church.
You know, it's made of mortar and stone. It's very
well.
flammable.
I mean, this is what happened to Notre Dame just a little while ago, right? So it's very possible.
That's true. Yeah.
Again, I said the same. Why did the thing go up like a trailer park? I mean, it's mortar and stone. Why? It doesn't make any sense.
They've got enough wood in there to, you know what I mean? The railings and all that stuff. They got enough wood in there. They got like carpets and stuff. And so you put all that together and it lights up. And
curtains. Yep. So there he is, his tail knocking over the second thing of fire. Oh God, did it again. Ah! And he's trapped in there with all this fire around him. And this scene goes on for like ever, folks. It's interminably long. They get out of the church in time. They go out to the street to watch. The church goes up very quickly. He goes up very quickly. And they watch from the street as the whole thing burns down. The villagers are probably not happy. Hey, that was our church, man. You brought a dinosaur into our church. It's not cool, dude.
See, that's why you don't allow the gringos to come to our village, because now they burned down a church with a dinosaur.
You and your circus Wild West show can get the hell out of town after you rebuild our church. So, the last thing we see as the church is going up and Gwangi is burning up is little Lope, and he's crying. Little Lope's got tears streaming down his face. Oh, Gwangi's dying. He's burning up.
Is he crying for the Gwangi? Or is he crying for the church? We're not really sure.
That's a good question. That's a good question. He doesn't say like Gwangi. You know, he just cries.
It's not like the kids. It's not like the kids crying after Gamera. You know, it's like Gamera. No.
Gamera is the savior of all children. Gwangi is the savior of all. Well, no, he had a guy, but he had several guys I know in the village.
General, you always love the children in these movies. You just love the children.
Yeah, I kind of do like Lope. He's a naughty boy, but I kind of like him. And it's the end of the church, distributed by Warner Brothers and Gwangi.
He has his own billing. You know what? His representative, his agent. His agent is very dogged. This is very like, old timey Hollywood agent was like, look, I'm going to get you your own billing, Gwangi. You're going to get famous. You're going to be like Cher. You're going to have one name. You're going to get a record from this, a record deal, and it all fell through.
It's like Matthew McConaughey in Tropic Thunder. He comes through for his client.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And you can see that's the face. That's the face.
His agent would have been Ray Harryhausen, I think. So
yeah.
Ray Harryhausen can't put a picture of himself. He can't put a picture of himself at the end, although he probably wanted to, saying "and Ray." But he did this little nod to Gwangi. And Gwangi, the amazing Dynamation dinosaur. And that's it. That is the Valley of Gwangi. Ray Harryhausen classic. Hope you enjoyed this episode. Next time, what are we doing next time? Look at my little notes here. Oh, Hellraiser. We talk about a leap from one to thing to another. We're going to Hellraiser next, folks. That's going to be the next one.
We have such sights to show you. Sorry.
And we got the no icing tonight with Sandy D, right? And Rory Penland tonight.
I think so. Yeah. If Rory Penland doesn't fall asleep.
You don't seem that excited about it.
Of course I'm excited about it. I love Sandy D.
This is what I'm talking about with the competition. You can't celebrate Rory. You can never celebrate him. You just get so competitive with him and try to just write him off.
And Roland and
we're like brothers, he and I.
And
like
Roland. All right. I'm just saying I notice it.
So, okay. Well,
you should be happy for Rory's success is all I'm saying.
I am. I think he's a very talented young man.
Okay, thank you.
I like Roland too. I think he's a very talented young man, and he really knows his stuff about Japanese kaiju.
He really does.
Yeah. So I don't know how you feel about that show, but again, I
got my own opinions, but Roland has assured me that things are taken care of, so I'm going to trust my man. Now, to that end, on Monday,
Reed song.
I'm
gonna trust my man. Isn't that a Lou Reed song?
I stand by my man, just like Tammy Wynette told us. Tammy Wynette said, "Stand by your man." I'm standing by my man.
Well, that's a song.
Standing by your man. It's a beautiful song. I love it. I sing it to him all the time. That's how he goes to bed at night.
Give him two arms to cling to.
Absolutely. Right. But I was trying to say that on Monday they're doing Jodie Foster. And they're going to have Ilana Lang is going to come on, right?
Somebody's doing Jodie Foster on Monday? What?
They're going to be doing Jodie Foster.
So that's something to look forward to.
Jodie Foster's doing porn now.
With you gotta keep up with the times.
You got to keep up with it, General.
I thought she was lesbian. I'm sorry.
That's got nothing to do with it. This is two guys and a gal.
That's which is.
Oh my God, two guys. This is getting worse by the minute.
Two guys and two gals because they're gonna have Ilana on again.
It's a.
My guess is she'll go for the other gal. That's me. That's just me. I'll put my 2 cents worth in. So anyway, wow.
It's because Rory's on that show too. That's why you're saying all that.
Rory's going to be part of that too. He's going to be doing.
Rory does the Monday show.
Oh, are you talking about the movie critique show?
Yeah, Rory's
so
one half of that show.
Doing Jodie Foster.
Yes, Rory Penland.
They're going to be talking about Jodie Foster's movies. They're not going to be doing her. It's like they're going to bend Jodie Foster over and go, yeah, how about that movie you were in? No.
Oh, that's a TikTok.
Dr.
That's a
Lecter, huh?
TikTok. I can never unsee that one. I'll never unsee it as long as I live.
I should have done it when I was standing up in my pajamas.
You really should have had the pajama shot in there. Let's send it to Jodie's representative and see what they say.
No, let's not.
That was the money shot right there.
That was the money shot, and I think her agent needs to see this.
We've gone far astray from from something I don't know.
All right. Well.
Yep. There you go.
On that happy note, folks, thanks for coming and watching the show. And we'll see you next time. Until then, keep an eye out for those big monsters.
This here's Master Sergeant Havoc. Thank you for watching this episode of the Big Monster Briefing Room. Now, why don't you go ahead and give us a like and subscribe to our channel and ring that notification bell next time big old John Monster comes calling. See y'all later.